Okay, so we're getting in some information that's emerging from the Chief Minister's all-party meet that he called earlier on. According to sources, opposition parties want the government to file an interim application seeking time for the implementation of the Supreme Court verdict on Sabrimala. Now, the opposition parties are asking the government to take responsibility if law and order situation goes out of control. Opposition claims that the government does not have enough manpower to control crowd, and protests will then put an extra burden on the administration. So this is some information that we have just received on this, from this all-party meet called by the Chief Minister in the wake of massive protests against the Supreme Court order that recently allowed the entry of women between the age of 10 and 50 years into Sabrimala. The temple is going to be reopening very soon, in fact tomorrow, and Trupti Desai along with many other activists have announced their decision to enter the temple no matter what. In view of the agitation and the violent protests, the Chief Minister in fact has reached out to all the stakeholders once again to find a consensus and resolve the matter amicably. In fact, the Kerala government has remained has been determined, and they have refused to file or challenge a review petition, file a review petition and challenge the Supreme Court order. Let me go straight across now to Lokpriya. Lokpriya, so over to you. Just tell us what's happening, what has come out. Is the meeting over? Has there been any resolution thus far?
Well, the meeting is in its last stage, and it is likely to get over in about 15 to 20 minutes. What we are picking up from our sources is that first it was the Chief Minister who spoke about the issue and told how it is important to implement the Supreme Court's order on the entry of women of menstruating age, and told that it is important to uphold the Supreme Court's order. We are also being told that the opposition party insists upon the Chief Minister to file a petition before the Supreme Court, asking more time to implement this particular verdict, because the opposition party say the government has to take the responsibility of the law and order situation if it goes out of control. And they say the police strength is not enough, and the police strength that is available will only be enough for crowd control and to find the missing cases of children. So the opposition parties want the Kerala state government to file an interim application seeking time to implement the Supreme Court verdict. They also cite the lack of facilities for women at Sabrimala owing to the floods that ravaged the state in the month of August. So these are the points put forth by the opposition leaders, but the CM is very persistent that the Supreme Court order be implemented. We will get to know the final verdict from this all-party meeting in just about 15 to 20 minutes. We are waiting for the Chief Minister to address the media, and in all probability he will do so once the meeting gets over in another 20 minutes. After this meeting is another important meeting at 3:30 p.m. where the CM will chair this meeting along with the Devasam board, the Kandalam royal family, in order to ease off the tension and in order to explain the state government's position.
Tell me something, with the opposition asking for more time, what do they mean by this? Can you elaborate? What time do they need for the implementation of the Supreme Court order? Have they given an assurance to the Chief Minister that they will work with him and make arrangements to ensure the entry of women into the shrine if given time?
Well, Avantika, the main contention of the opposition is that the Supreme Court has agreed to hear these review petitions on January 22nd, and in light of that, the state government should file an interim application seeking time to implement this order, because they say the Supreme Court is anyway going to hear the batch of review petitions. So by time...
Deepa Iswar is also joining me on the broadcast. Deepa, good afternoon, and thanks so much for speaking to us on India Today. So, you know, this is the news that we have just received, with opposition parties urging the government to file an interim application. They're seeking more time for the implementation of the Supreme Court verdict. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I think that's the most sensible thing that the government can do at this point, because okay, it's enough that they're planning to implement the Supreme Court verdict in a hurry that they've not showed for any of the other previous Supreme Court verdicts. But then at least at this point, some sense can be shown in terms of, you know, asking for more time, because this is not the it's not like the earlier days that the temple was open. This is the annual pilgrimage we're talking about, where there's going to be lakhs of pilgrims and Ayyappas coming from different areas, from Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, you know, from different parts of the country and outside the country as well, and it's going to be extremely difficult. So I think it's the most sensible thing that any government, irrespective of any ideology that they hold, can do. They can just file for an interim petition seeking for more time, and they can at least request that this pilgrimage season passes off this way, and they can implement this from the next time the temple opens onwards. I think that can be asked for, and until then we'll also have on January 22nd the open court hearing as well. So I think that makes sense and everything falls into place, but I don't understand why the government is taking so much of time to decide on something as simple as that.
Do you agree that the government is at least attempting to try and arrive at some sort of a consensus or achieve a breakthrough with all parties who have expressed their concern about their sentiments, being... Yes.
That's a welcome stand.
I mean, this is the second attempt that the Chief Minister is reaching out to all the parties concerned.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's welcome, but at the same time, it all depends on the outcome of such meetings, So, if the outcome is just the same, then I don't think such meetings are of much use.
All right,
so I think it's good that they're coming up with such meetings and they're attempting for some sort of a balance, but then it all depends on the outcome of it. So it's not, they should walk talk as well. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Deepa Easwar there. Thanks so much for joining us. Lokpriya, so you heard Deepa Easwar, the activists opposing the Supreme Court order and the decision of the Kerala High Court not to challenge the Supreme Court order on the entry of women are saying that a lot depends on the outcome of this all-party meet. Otherwise, it absolutely has no value.
Well, definitely, yes. The Kerala state government is in a very tight spot because they have the obligation to implement the Supreme Court verdict. What we are picking up from our sources is that when this all-party meeting started at 11 a.m., first the Chief Minister spoke and he explained the position of the government and he explained how the government is duty-bound to implement the Supreme Court order. After Pinarayi Vijayan spoke, it was the leader of opposition, Ramesh Chennikaila, who spoke and who insists upon the government that the Kerala state government should file an interim application before the Supreme Court, stating that the government needs more time to implement this order, considering that the court has agreed to hear the review petition on the 22nd of January. After Ramesh Chennikaila, it was Sridharan Pillai, the BJP state president, who also mirrored the same view. So the opposition parties are of the view that the Kerala state government should take into account the sentiments of the devotees and also think about their right to pray in the light of the Supreme Court verdict. But we are also getting to understand that the Kerala state government is very insistent on implementing this order. They have also taken the legal opinion. So we will have to wait and see what the final word is.
All right, Lokpriya, thank you so much for joining us and just getting us the very latest information coming in from that all-party meet called by the Chief Minister.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.